So let's start off with meaning. So what is meaning? We've heard this term before. We've heard of meaningful lives and various other plays on words. Meaning is value. That's really the simplest way to explain it. When you think meaning, you think of something valuable. But how would you describe something valuable to you? Describe it. How would you describe something valuable? What comes to mind?
It has a purpose.
Has a purpose, okay, for sure. What else?
Protect it.
You want to protect it, yeah, for sure. Any others?
Something that's sentimental.
Sentimental, perhaps? Yeah, definitely, absolutely. And what else comes to mind when you think of value, something valuable? Maybe you can just take a moment and think of something that you think is valuable to you. And everyone's going to have a slightly different response. Yeah?
Something that has memories attached to it.
Memories, potentially. Yeah, definitely, for sure. Yeah, the nice thing about meaning and value, and as we connect it to personal wellness, is everybody's going to have a slightly different viewpoint of what they perceive as valuable. Your value and what you think is valuable is not going to be identical to what every single person in this room is going to think. So it's really nice that it ties nice and neatly to this concept of wellness and how ultimately, when we're talking about optimal being, which is, how can we maximize well-being, every person's definition of optimal being is going to look a little different, and everybody's definition of value and meaning is going to look a little bit different. You'll notice that meaning is very much focused on past and present a little bit more. It does a really good job helping us understand what is happening in the moment and why it is that the more deeply that we value something, the more meaning it often helps us carries. So, for example, if we talk about a particular friendship that many of you may have, think of somebody in your life that you have a particularly strong connection with. That friendship feels meaningful because you place value on it, right? And often if you have a child, parenting feels meaningful because you often value the child that you created and the responsibility that goes along with it. Some of you may have jobs. Many of you are getting ready to start a job or a career, right? So that career may feel meaningful when the work aligns with values that you care about. So you can see how there's lots of different things that help us keep us more focused in on both the past but also the present. And meaning can be personal, and meaning can also be shared. So found multiple different places. Everybody's going to look at it a little bit differently. So where does meaning come from? So I'm sure a question everybody's thinking about right now. Where does it come from? So there's two different viewpoints. Actually, there's more than two, but we're going to focus on these two. There's some individuals that subscribe to the idea of meaning's discovered. So you discover meaning, you discover value, you discover something that has value or that you perceive as having value. You found it. That's one look. And how do you do it? There's a number of different ways. Or potentially meaning is created. So you yourself go out and create a meaningful moment. You go out and create something that's valuable. So two different approaches to where meaning ultimately comes from. We're going to take a look at both of these approaches, and then we're going to take our first break for today. So the idea that meaning or value in life is something you discover came from a logotherapist or a psychologist, Viktor Frankl. Has anybody ever heard of Viktor Frankl before? You read his book? Yeah. So so like Eddie Jaku, Viktor Frankl was also endured the Holocaust, and his story has a lot of comparables to what Eddie said. But he essentially, in his book, Man's Search for Meaning, which again is a great read, would highly recommend it, said meaning is discovered through lived experiences. So one of the major observations when he was in suffering in the concentration camps is that the people in the camps often couldn't control many of their external circumstances. They had zero control over it. Literally everything they had was taken away from them. So their freedom, their comfort, their safety, their identity wiped out completely. Yet some individuals still found reasons to keep going, to keep pursuing, even though everything was gone. And that had that looked like a number of different things. For some it was faith, for some it was family, for some it was hope. Again, it all depends on the individual. But when we're thinking about meaning that's discovered, what do you think that looks like? Discovered through lived experiences specifically. So can anybody think of maybe an example or a scenario about how meaning or value is discovered through lived experience, so throughout life? Anybody think of a scenario or think of how that might happen? Yeah, absolutely. So it sounds like the responsibility that you had in caring for that animal, that little piece had a lot of value for you, right? And that value, like I said, meaning and value are very, very close, right? And that is essentially something that you discovered through living your experience as with a pet, definitely. Yeah. Yeah, definitely. One thing that comes to mind when you shared that is oftentimes, life is constantly, asking something of us. And sometimes it asks something of us that we don't expect or maybe we don't think is fair necessarily. And oftentimes it is up to us and through meaning to discover, what the answer is as we go forward. This notion that meaning is discovered, that you find it, essentially, it's very, very closely linked to collectivist cultures. Has anybody ever heard of the term collectivist culture before or seen that? So collectivist cultures often really places a strong emphasis on the group and group dynamics and group events. So you might ask yourself, how is meaning discovered through like a group event or collectivist cultures? Well, you could think of examples like caring for another person, trying to end the suffering of various individuals with dignity, pursuing worthwhile work within a group of individuals, and ultimately taking on added responsibility as well. So all of these ways can help foster or help us discover meaning in our lives. So that's one potential viewpoint of where meaning comes from. One other option too is that meaning can be created. Has anybody ever heard of Nietzsche? Of course, yeah. So Nietzsche, Friedrich Nietzsche, pretty popular in the early 1900s. He famously said, "God is dead." I don't know if any of you heard that phrase before, but he proposed that individuals can create meaning from themselves. You don't necessarily discover it. You can create it and define your value according to what you believe is valuable. So ultimately, Nietzsche said that traditional sources of meaning that we often find in religion, social tradition, and authority were starting to lose influence. And that's kind of where the whole, God is dead quote came from. So he said, why can't we just create our own? Why can't humans create meaning through their choices, through their values, through their actions, through their goals? Why can't they just do that? And he has a point. And you may look at that and you may think that sounds awfully like what's happening here, right? That's ultimately leading here. That's a very, very close link. So this idea that meaning's created is more common in cultures that promote individualism. So most Western nations promote individualism and trying to grow the self. Definitely a little bit stronger on that. But you see those cultures that tend to emphasize personal growth, creativity, courage, building one's own values rather than just blindly following larger groups or following society. So that's kind of the difference, the different lens that you can view meaning. So it can be created, it could be discovered. I personally think that it's a bit of both depending on the scenarios. But either way, that's essentially where we are at today. This quote has been attributed to Nietzsche. So it's also in Viktor Frankl's book, Man's Search for Meaning. He who has a why to live can bear almost any how. And this quote ironically influenced the work of Frankl too, shortly after. But it fits really, really nicely into our next concept, which, like I mentioned, follows meaning very, very closely. Does anybody want to take a guess at what that concept could be, or what this might be getting to? More specifically, the how piece. In the chapter of this book. Thank you. Yeah, we're getting into purpose.